All right, guys, it is Monday night, 6:19 p.m., and we are a little bit early. We're 2 days early on this because in this box here, sent me the Cloudrunner 2, a pair for me and a pair for Charli, because these are the beginner entry-level daily trainer running shoes in the On lineup. Now, on top of the box here, we have my favorite shoe in this category right now, the Asics Novablast 4. This is the one that I've been recommending for most people, and the reason I brought it out here today is because inside the box here, I'm hoping that On has cooked up something that can be competitive with this Novablast 4 that's going to be good for everyday miles. But the thing that we get from On that we don't get from the Novablast 4, that we don't get from the New Balance Rebel, that we don't get from the Hoke Mach 6 is that their shoes tend to be really good looking, good for walking, good for everyday activities. This isn't one that I wear for everyday activities. So in testing, we're going to get both the hobby jogger POV and Charli's POV, her point of view as a postpartum mom, walking, jogging, doing all those activities that people do in On running shoes. And then I'll let you know if it's competitive with the Novablast. So with that, guys, bang, that was a horrible throw. Let's get into it. So as I mentioned, guys, we are 2 days early on this one, filming right now, and then I'm going to get the first run in on Wednesday because I want to give Charli enough time to test this guy. She likes to go deep. She'll wear it for her walks. She'll wear it for whatever workouts she's doing outside. She might even wear it for gardening. She'll wear it for all the errands. So we're going to get a nice swath, nice light pack, no, nice heavy pack of insights on the Cloudrunner 2 in this first run review video. And bang, we got the women's 10, a little bit smaller box, and the men's 10.5. Let's check out which one should we check out first? Let's check out mine, then we can get Charli out here to open hers. Bada boom, bada bing, bang. Wow, this is actually a really clean looking shoe. I love this colorway. White with the nice Celtic green and the Celtic gold. This is a looker. And guys, this is the key draw of this On shoe, right? This almost looks like that Roger Federer shoe they have. I think it's called the Roger, which is why I said it like that. Roger. This is something that I would much rather have on my foot going to the grocery store, going to the coffee shop, going to the airport than this thing, right? I tried to go to Harris Teeter one time in this thing, and I felt like I was wearing moon boots, not in a good way, just in a super weird way. And I have seen people walking their dogs in these things, but it's a little bit of a weird look. So in the On here, you get a little bit more style, and you still get, and this is the great thing that I love about a lot of these On shoes, you still get some nice support and a well-built upper, and it looks like we have some pure aesthetic details on this shoe. Like you can see there's a nice fabric wrap overlay, and it almost looks so pretty that I barely even want to run in this thing. Yeah, it doesn't really look like a shoe that's designed to be run in. And that is kind of the downside of these On shoes sometimes, is they can look so good, you might not want to perform in them. Yeah, man, this has got to be one of the best looking shoes to come into the office recently, along with the Asics Nimbus Mirai, and also the Cloud Eclipse is another one that I've been wearing around town, but this has a little bit more of a streamlined look to it. All right, so we're going to get some miles in this. Wednesday morning, I will do the full performance breakdown overview of all the tech specs and that good stuff. I really just wanted to open this up tonight to do a little bit of a rundown, and so that I could give Charli her shoes so that she can get some miles in them over the next few days. But man, this is a good looking shoe. I'm going to erase it from my memory because we'll be back out here Wednesday morning to do more comparison, overview, and breakdown. So I'll see if I can get Charli out here so we can get her reaction. I'm guessing this is a slightly different colorway. All right, we have the VIP here. I'm not going to show her feet. Hey, get your toes out of the frame. Okay, so this is the On Cloudrunner 2. I showed mine, and the reason I have the Novablast 4 out here is because what I'm going to do is compare it for running purposes against this, because this is my favorite daily trainer right now for most people in this category. And you're going to do your thing with how most people are probably going to use this shoe, which is
Like
some running.
swag.
Yeah, swag, some running,
Walking.
some walking, errands, all that good stuff. So let's see. Yeah, open. Yeah. Ooh, they match.
Oh, they
I think they're the same exact color.
nice.
Hey,
Look at that.
happy anniversary. 5-year anniversary comes soon.
You don't have any matching shoes yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fire. And you know what our last pair of matching shoes was? Cloud Monsters. The Cloud Monsters. And it's starting to rain.
These are fire. I really like the colorway.
You like the colorway?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll be able to compare them to the high-low impacts. What are the shoes you've been wearing recently?
Oh, I've been wearing the high-lows a lot.
Yeah, high-low
Those are
impacts,
super awesome.
New Balance
Yeah, my
990s.
some Topos, but
Topo
I just been
Atmos.
loving those high-lows so
Yeah.
much, man.
Yeah.
It's not even sponsored.
Yeah.
Seriously. No, this is nice. Do you think they were going for gold, or do you think they were going for like?
I compared it to Celtic, like an Irish. That was the first thing that came to mind. Yeah. It's
Well,
gold. It
this-
reminds me of Celtic. The gold does too. Like Celtic City Edition jerseys from 2 years ago.
When I initially saw it, I was thinking it was more like
Let me see if I can find them.
split pea soup vibes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
Cool. So
Yeah, I like that.
looks are good. I'll come out Wednesday morning, do the full on lineup rundown, and we can compare it to some of the other daily trainers. And you'll do your walking test. We'll see how dirty a pair of shoes can get in 2 days.
Pretty dirty.
Yeah. And
I won't wear them in the garden.
and we'll link back up then.
Everyone's doing white now.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
it,
color.
It's like the tennis inspo.
Yeah, well, I said they looked
With
like the
old
Roger
money-
Federer
old money
shoes.
aesthetic.
Yeah, like your sweater. But they looked like the Roger Federer shoes.
It's growing on me since you showed me the Celtics jersey.
All right, cool. All right, see you guys Wednesday. Step and feel? Oh, yeah, maybe. All right, she said, ooh, I'm stopping the camera now. We'll see what that means. Don't tell me. Don't spoil it. All right, guys, Wednesday. It is a little gray and rainy again, but we are back out here with all On shoes. We're going to chance it and wear these beautiful white On shoes in the gray here. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but I need to make sure Charles is going to put hers on. Hold on. Let's see. I was just going to check if you were going to wear them. I know the Rockabye Darling is cute and everything, but we got business to do.
Look at those. Those are so clean.
Get off my face.
Those are so clean.
They're so clean, you said? Yeah. Fire.
Those.
Bang.
Daddy, you were 10 and a half size?
Yeah, how'd you know that?
I was just guessing. But sometimes he said that he got Insta.
Oh, yeah.
Daddy, I'm getting this back. I'm gonna get 18.
What's that?
Daddy? This one's
Sit.
a big hat. That's a big hat.
How's the step and feel?
It's great. It's super cushy.
Super cushy. Yeah.
Big hat.
Okay, comfortable step and feel, according to Charles. What's on the schedule for this morning? Are you going to walk or just errands?
It depends if the weather holds well for us.
Okay. Should I time for you? Supwell certified? All right. Let's go.
It's fire.
Supwell certified. No.
Mommy, it's fire.
Because I'm tying them for you. How's that feel? Is that tightness?
Oh yeah.
Good? Okay. How's the tongue on top of your foot?
Shoot. Die.
Yeah. Can you say Supwell certified?
Certified.
All right. Other foot. Rizzi, can you say bang?
Bang.
Yeah.
Good job, Anna. Good job. Hey, see what number this one is? It's 11.
Oh, yeah, you should have.
Let's see.
I'm sure people will work out in these.
Let's try to find.
Or maybe you'll have to do a double. Alright, let's see. Bang. So they feeling good?
Yeah, they feel great.
I think.
Here, there you go. Yeah, they feel great.
No, I don't see it.
Gotta multitask.
What's your favorite shoe to walk in right now?
Probably the high-lows.
What do you like about them?
They're soft and stable, and they have swag. Soft, stable swag.
Soft, stable swag. Cool.
You want to take your train in the car this morning? You can. That's totally fine. Oops.
This is the train.
And the book?
Alright, well, we will get a performance breakdown later, eh? Maybe at lunchtime?
Performance breakdown? Yeah.
Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, kids are in the car. Charles is driving. Time for us to do this little overview. Bang. Alright guys, so what I wanted to do this morning before we get some miles in the Cloudrunner 2 here is a quick overview of the On performance running lineup and where the Cloudrunner 2 fits in, because On has a bunch of great shoes. I've actually been a huge fan of this brand since, I don't know, 2021 or 2022. I think 2021 is when Charles got me my first pair of On shoes. It was a white and green. Matter of fact, let me go grab that because it's a good visual. Alright, look at these things. So Christmas 2021, Charli got me these. I set a bunch of PRs in them at the time. I was coming off of wearing the Adidas Ultra Boost for something like 700 miles. And then I laced these up. This is what really reinvigorated my running, now that I'm thinking about it, because I'd been kind of easing off of running, trying to figure out what I was going to do next. And then Charli got me these for Christmas, and bang! I decided I wanted to reset every PR. I was using the Nike running app at the time, and so that's what I did. So thank you, On Cloud Stratus 2. This is a great shoe. They're on to the On Cloud Stratus 3 now, and I actually liked this shoe so much that I have another pair of the Cloud Stratus 2. This was all I ran in for the end of 2021 to the beginning of 2022 was this Cloud Stratus 2. I even raced in it, and then you can see this white one here. The reason it's so dinged up and not white anymore and all these black marks are because I use this for CrossFit. So these On shoes, particularly these ones at the, I'm not going to say lower range of the On lineup because this is still, I think, $160 or $170, but these more, the little firmer shoes with this Helion foam here, not the crazy new ones with the Cloud Tech Phase, but these are great gym shoes, walking shoes, highly durable. Look at this thing, and you can even see the rubber on the back isn't that beaten down, even though this has gone through a ton of running. Probably 300 miles on this, plus maybe 100 CrossFit workouts, maybe 50 to 100 CrossFit workouts, and some gardening use. That's why it's all muddy here. I don't wear this one anymore. But so Cloud Stratus 2, this is Daily Trainer Elevated Experience. What I don't have out here is the Cloud Surfer, so that's a little bit of a softer everyday running shoe. Cloud Stratus 2 is that firmer, performance-oriented shoe for everyday miles and some speed. And then you have the Cloud Monster. So they're actually selling the Cloud Monster 1 and 2 next to each other. So this is the Cloud Monster 1. They bumped it down to 170, and the Cloud Monster 2 is at 180. The difference between the 1 and the 2 is that the 2 has a little bit of a different foam, a second foam up in the forefoot, which should add maybe a little bit more compression, softer experience. I'm not planning on testing that one right now. I might get it at some point, but I've put a lot of use on the Cloud Monster, so I have a really good idea how this shoe feels. So this is a little bit more of a max cushioned shoe. It's not super soft, but it has a nice spring to it and this awesome rolling feel. So you can't quite see the rocker on the bottom anymore because I've compressed these back pods so much, but that's really the key to this shoe. It's almost like a Saucony Triumph in a way, very versatile, leans a little bit slower, but can do some of that fast work. And of course, you do have the speed board on the bottom. And then going up here, we have the Cloud Eclipse. This one is 180, and this is more of a traditional feeling max cushion shoe. And at first I was a little bit struggling with figuring out the difference between this in the Cloud Monster, but this has way more of that soft feel. They've also removed the speed board from up close to the foot and put this plastic piece on the bottom instead to stabilize it. So if you want that Mach Stack soft shoe for everyday miles, for walking, this is a super comfortable shoe. I've been using it. It's also swagoo. So I've been using it for walking around town and generally looking like a clown wherever I go. Not that the shoe makes me look like a clown. I'm doing the clown business, and the shoe is just supporting my activities because it's on my foot. So this is the one I would get if you want that soft, cushioned, long runs, maybe some faster work, but really long time on feet. And then the Cloud Monster Hyper, this is the top of the food chain right now for performance running training shoes for On. It's not a racing shoe, but it has that racing foam up in the front, and just picking it up after having all these other shoes in my hand right now, it feels a lot lighter. So this is really the one for fast workouts, long runs, marathon training, and just a little bit more speed and fun than anything else. It has that bouncy foam up in the forefoot, a little bit of that firmer Helion foam in the back. It has the traditional Cloud Tech pods, similar to the Cloud Monster, not the new Phase. And one thing I will say about the new Phase Tech here, and you can see how they're shaped a little more oblong versus, what is this, hexagonal? Pull up with the hexagonal pods. But with these oblong pods here, they collapse in a really cool way, and it gives you that soft experience. The shoe also just looks sick on camera. I don't know how they did it, but anytime I put the shoe on camera, it just looks fire. But that's an overview of the On lineup. The one I don't have is the Surfer. That's a lower stack version of the Cloud Eclipse. So opening up the Cloudrunner 2 here, we already know what it looks like, but bang, can I get another bang? So this guy is the ground floor into the On running lineup. This is $150, I should have mentioned. Cloud Monster Hyper, that one is $220. So this is the ground level to this On legit running category. They have a bunch of other shoes, but this is really the one they want you to get if you want just an everyday running shoe that's easy to run in, and that can also be used for gym and around town. And if you look at it in the way that it's designed, it has some more touches that look like they're for lifestyle or casual use, but On does want this to be a legit running shoe, and they have designed it for that purpose. So in the heel here, we have 31 millimeters of the Helion foam. That's one of the major changes in the Cloudrunner 2 here. Before, they had zero gravity foam, which I believe is just a little bit of a firmer foam, not as exciting to run in. This Helion is going to be a little bit softer and probably feel a little bit better underfoot, even for walking and casual use. And then we have 21 millimeters up in the forefoot here for a 10 millimeter drop. So that is the same as something like the Nike Pegasus. It does put you up a little bit more on your toes, but, and here's the thing, it's the classic drop for running shoes as exemplified by that Pegasus. So when most people put this on, if it's their first running shoe or an upgraded version, maybe they got something off the discount rack at Marshall's, which is a smart play right there to save some money. But this is gonna feel like a running shoe. And when Charls just slipped it on there, she said it was very comfortable when she put it on her foot. So 31 millimeters in the back, 21 millimeters in the front. For that 10 millimeter drop, you can see, and let's take a look here, we do have a nice little bit of a rolling rock sensation and this little toe spring here. So I think this is going to be just designed to be a very versatile shoe to be used for a bunch of paces, a bunch of distances. Around the back, look at that. Bang, stability. We have the little plastic heel clip here. So with this being a shoe designed for newer runners, beginner runners, On wants to engineer in a little bit more stability. That's something that I actually really liked about the Cloud Stratus 2 here. You can see that they have that same plastic heel clip in the back for stability. And then heading up to the top here, one of the things On does really well, it's brighten it up, is the upper. So similar thing as the Cloud Stratus 2, you get tons of padding out here in the back. Again, this is a shoe designed for both running and everyday use, so it should be comfortable on foot. Then we also get the padded tongue. And Charles said, someone said, you guys remember that song? Ray Shremmerd and Travis Scott. I think that's Sicko Mode. Can we still listen to that, or is Drake completely? Anyway, someone said that the tongue was very padded. It looks very padded. And then one thing I like about On, this is their secret sauce. They hit you with a bang. I'm gonna hit you with a weird lace. So if you look at this, right, Cloud Stratus 2. You ever seen this, bro? I guarantee you've never seen this before. Look at that. I think they call this the star lacing system, Put some respect on that star lacing system. And then Cloud Monster, they said, I think we're going to try to be normal. But then look at this. Bang! They couldn't do it. They could not be normal. We ain't normal, bro. I'm going to hit you with the weird laces again. Bang! And you have these little teeth on the side popping out. You ever seen that? I don't think you've ever seen that. And then look at this. Cloud Monster Hyper. Should I do it? Offset! They got the offset. The little offset action on the laces. And then same thing on here. Cloudrunner. We're going to hit you with that single pass-through. Real symmetrical looking. Look at that. Look at that symmetry. Look at that. Drop a bomb on that symmetry. All right. So that is an overview of the Cloudrunner 2. I'm really trying to hold myself back from putting this on the scale. But I don't think I can hold myself back. So I'm going to pop this on the scale really quickly. I don't think anybody out there who's going to buy the shoe cares about the weight. But let's just do it. I can't stop myself. So we're going to pop this on the scale real quick. And then we're going to lace it up and take it out for some miles. All right, guys. I have the scale here. And let's see. So a typical daily trainer is anywhere from 270 to 310. Let's see. Look at that. Right within the range, 286. That's really similar to a shoe like the Novablast, which is more of a performance running shoe designed exclusively for running long miles. That was the one we had earlier in this video. This one is more designed to be versatile shoe for comfort on foot. So you get a little bit more weight. That's likely coming from the upper, a little bit more weight coming from the stability they've engineered into the back here. So those are the trade-offs, right? More support in the upper, more details that make the shoe look good and hopefully feel good on foot. It's not all just about the foam in this shoe. So we will see how the foam does and how the foam performs, but it's good to know it's coming in right in the same range as all those other competitors. So with that, guys, let's lace up this bad boy, see how it does. Alright guys, so plan for the run this morning is 10 miles at a nice everyday running pace, normal aerobic pace. And the reason I want to do 10 miles is because I'm not sure if or when I'm going to run in this shoe again. And so I want to make sure I'm getting some good quality time on feet in it today so I can give you all the best insights possible. And for most people buying this shoe, 10 miles is probably in the 1 percentile of longest distances people will run. Said another way, 99% of people buying the shoe are not going to be running 10-mile runs in it. This is a shoe that you get to run 30 minutes on the treadmill, a few miles here and there. It's not designed for long runs. So I want to test it at the limits of what it's designed to do, baby. Push it to the extreme. We're pushing it to the extreme in our Lululemon shorts today, just getting after it in the Charlotte burbs. But on foot, so first thing I noticed stepping in, the upper is nice and roomy. And that was something they actually included in the marketing copy that they sent over to me, that they designed it to have what they called it an inclusive fit. So I think that means a little bit more width. That's something that I've always enjoyed about the On shoes, and especially the Cloud Strides. And if you look here, my pinky toe is almost always pushing out on the outside here. I don't necessarily have a super wide foot. I run in normal shoes, but in this one, you can see it's not. So they have engineered the shoe to have a little bit more girth. The upper also feels well built and supportive in the midfoot. And I think the reason they've added some more of these overlays and structure in the midfoot is so that the shoe can be used for the gym as well. And I think that's also why they've gone with a little bit of a lower stack, 31 in the back and 21 in the forefoot. And I know for some people, lifting, you want a flat platform, but for things like CrossFit, I mean, I use the Cloud Stratus for CrossFit, and I didn't mind whatever the drop was on that. This also, just putting it on, it feels pretty flat. I don't know, and it does have that 10 millimeter drop, and sometimes 10 millimeter drop shoes like the Nike Invincible. That one feels like up on my toes like this. This one feels a little bit tamer even with the 10 millimeter drop. And I think not all 10 millimeter drop shoes are built the same, bro. Other thing I'm noticing though is tongue is very padded, back is padded, and the foam underfoot, it's interesting. It feels like that Pegasus type of foam where it's not super soft and squishy on step-in, but it's also not hard and firm. My initial reaction to stepping in the shoe isn't that it's going to be a firm shoe, but I also don't get that super soft pillow-like sensation I get when stepping into a 1080 or an Invincible or a Rebel. So let's do a little walk test and see. All right, so as I mentioned, this is going to be a walking gym shoe for most people, so we got the little walk test here. And now it's starting to rain. I really didn't want to get these shoes wrecked because they're fire, but you know what? That's the price you pay for swag sometimes. You gotta get the shoes wrecked. But a little walk test, let's do it. The neighbor was looking at me. All right, guys, so the interesting thing about this shoe is I get it. I understand what they're doing. If I went into a specialty running store and I looked at the wall of shoes and I saw the On brand and I said, oh, my girlfriend Katie wears those shoes with the clouds. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to mock any suburban moms out there. I'm married to a suburban mom. But if I were to do that and walk into a store and say what I just said, I'm not going to repeat it, and then the associate pulled this off the wall for me because their entry into running, and I laced it up and I walked around the store, I would buy the shoe. It is a very comfortable shoe on step-in for this little walk here. It was very comfortable. Definitely more comfortable than something like the Saucony Ride, which I've been testing. I would take this over the Novablast 4 for walking because with a lot of the performance running shoes, when you step into them, there's something that feels off. Whether it's the super tall stack of foam, which can feel jarring, whether it's that really curved rocker bottom, which can feel jarring, or maybe just a foam that's tuned for running. In the case of the Ride 17, that's to be firmer, or in the case of something like the New Balance 1080, that's to be softer. This has that sweet spot feeling. Not too tall, not too soft, not too firm, not too tippy, either forward or side to side. So feels like a really normal shoe for exactly, I think, the purposes that they're designing it to be. So the intended purpose, and you guys know I like the 3 ways to evaluate a shoe here. How does it do versus its intended purpose? How does it do versus its competitors? And how does it do versus the market at large? And for the intended purpose so far on step-in, it feels good. I've had some other shoes, New Balance 880, for example, or Saucony Ride, where I step into them and I say, and those are in this category. I say, I'm not quite sure. So sure about this. Either the upper feels too tight for the size, or it's narrow, or there's some weird rubbing. There's none of that here. Very comfortable upper, nice foam on step-in, and it was a nice gentle push forward as I was walking around here. So with that, guys, let's get our real run in for the day. 10 miles in our Lululemon shorts. I got to show the On buyers that I know what's cool, man. Lululemon shorts, we out here. So let's do it.
Muffin on the track.
Alright, I'm not going to sing Nate Dogg today, but we do need a little bit of a retie action here. And that's the trade-off with a little bit of a roomier upper. You got to crank the laces a little bit tighter. So if you're a runner's knot type of person, you might be doing that with the shoe, but I just do the Supwell certified no flop knot, and that tends to work well for me on a lot of these shoes. By the way, the other thing, guys, even with the Supwell certified no flop knot, look how long these laces are. These might be the longest laces of the year, 2024. 5 best running shoes with long laces. No, but these laces are very long, and the upper has so much room that I am feeling a little bit of room here in the back. But with how padded it is, you can crank these laces no problem. So we should have a better, more secure fit. I like to stop at the second to last eyelet up here. Honestly, I'll usually just do whatever they send me from the factory, but second to last eyelet is typically what I do. And now look at that. Supwell certified knot. If you want to find how to do this knot, people keep asking me, go to my YouTube shorts. It's the last video. By the way, I'm trying to get better at mentioning this. If you're gonna buy this shoe or any other shoe out there, make sure to use my links through Running Warehouse in the description below for this shoe, or on supwell.io. Any of the shoes on there, just click the link to buy them. That takes you to Running Warehouse, and that'll help support the channel. So I appreciate all you guys. Let's go get these miles in. All right, guys, 10 miles in the Cloudrunner. Let's see. Bang. 10.28 exactly. 7:45 pace. 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 40 seconds. I have a theory, by the way, that your relaxed 10-mile pace is about, it will be about what your half marathon PR is. Not exactly, but about. Anyway, let's pop these Cloudrunner 2 off. Now, I've said this before, but there are certain brands that just work for me and others that don't. And this year it's been Hoke, New Balance that are working for me, Nike, and Saucony really has not been working for me. But On is always a brand that has worked well for me. Everything from that initial Cloud Stratus 2 through to the Cloud Monster here, which I wear pretty much every day. I had to go to FedEx last night to ship some stuff off to friends of the channel, and this was the shoe I was wearing. By the way, I didn't say what I liked this shoe for. It's good for everyday miles, a little bit of protection, some nice bounce, and a little bit of snap off the forefoot. But now I wear it mostly just around town. But Cloudrunner 2 is a shoe that works for me, and I've tried a lot of these $140, $150 daily trainers. I'd put this in the $140 daily trainer category, going up against the Ride, Pegasus, Novablast. What if they made a Pegasus Novablast combination, the Pega Blast? I guess that's kind of what the Nike Invincible 3 is. Anyway, against that $140 category of shoes, and this is $150, On always puts a price premium on their shoes of $10. But against those shoes, this might be one of my favorites of the year. The Pegasus update is coming. I wasn't blown away by the 880. I wasn't blown away by the Saucony Ride. The Velocity Nitro 3 was solid, but I think more people will like this because it's a little bit softer, not as firm. Also, the fit on this is much better, and both Puma and On are European brands, but On goes with the wider fit versus Puma, the snugger fit. So everything that they've done with this shoe, they've engineered it for the mainstream of the American market, which I think is a great choice. This is going to appeal to a lot of people, and this is going to work well for a lot of people. It worked great for me for the 10 miles. So let's go pop down to the street, do the full performance breakdown. And look at this, guys. We barely got any damage on these. There's no rain damage. That's amazing. All right, guys, another day, another rainy morning. It's starting to really come down out here. It wasn't supposed to rain until this afternoon, but that's just May in the Carolinas. So I'll keep this relatively brief. I already gave you my thoughts on it, that I liked it, but I want to dive into a few more of the key points that are going to be pertinent. So first thing, stability. This is a great stable shoe. I felt very planted out there, and a main consideration for a lot of new runners is going to be comfort, making sure a shoe doesn't feel weird, making sure it doesn't feel wobbly. And I know not a lot of new runners out there don't always like massive stacks of foam. I certainly didn't. I didn't love going to max cushion shoes when I was starting. So on that front, it's a great shoe. It feels like the perfect amount of cushion down here for runs of an hour, maybe even up to 90 minutes, but mostly those 30, 45-minute runs. This is gonna be the perfect amount of cushion, having enough protection down here while remaining stable. Second thing, upper completely dialed in. It's a really nice forgiving upper. If you have a super narrow foot, I know a lot of these On shoes don't always work, but for most of us with these big old American feet, which these shoes are engineered for, this is for us suburbanites out here who just want a comfortable running shoe for running and everyday stuff, picking up the kids. This upper is gonna be really comfortable. And then the overall ride experience of this, I was surprised at how peppy and poppy it felt. This might be one of the best implementations of these On Cloud Tech pods that I've felt. And that's not to say this is my favorite On shoe. That still probably goes to the Cloud Monster or maybe the Hyper. I also really like the Eclipse for walking, but for running, I think what they've done with these pods works really well. You get the right amount of compression here, especially in the forefoot, and then a nice release and roll forward. It reminds me a lot of a baby Cloud Stratus or a baby Cloud Monster, and at $150, $20 to $30 cheaper than those shoes, this is a great buy if you're only going to be using it for runs of up to 30, 45 minutes and other everyday activities. So for most people, if you're looking for that first running shoe, you want something comfortable, you want something that's going to work, you want something that's going to be durable. And by the way, I've had some great durability out of these On shoes. You could see up there, you saw that I beat the heck out of the Cloud Monster and the Cloud Stratus too, and those are still going. So I expect we'll see pretty much the same out of these, and for those 10 to 20 extra dollars you're going to be paying for this shoe or for the Cloud Monster, for the Hyper versus other shoes in the category, you are getting some better durability and, in my experience, better materials on the upper in general. This thing, all these materials, there's no peeling, there's no glue sticking out. It's all a really well-made upper from the back to the front, and then also down here on the outsole. And the other thing I should mention is they have closed up the Rock Catcher 5000. They actually called that out in the marketing materials they sent me. They said no more stone collecting on the bottom, and we did not collect any stones out here today. So I like the shoe much better than something like the Saucony Ride. For me, a little bit of a softer feel. It's not going to be the most cushion and protective. Again, that's not what this is about. If you want max cushion from On, you're going to go Cloud Monster for an everyday max cushion shoe, Cloud Eclipse for something a little bit beefier, a little bit softer, also with a little bit more pep in it, and then the Cloud Monster Hyper if you want something cushioned for faster miles or fast long runs. This guy is that everyday shoe. Now, how does this compare to others in the category? I like it a lot more than most of the everyday running shoes I've tried this year. It's not going to be as protective and as great for longer time on feet as something like the Novablast. It's not going to be as bouncy and good for fast running as something like the Mach 6, and it's not going to be as great for wet weather as something like the Puma Velocity Nitro 3. But the purpose of this shoe and what I got from it today was a nice versatile ride that's comfortable, that looks good, that doesn't feel weird, because nearly every running shoe I've tried in this category has a little bit of something that feels weird. The Puma is a little bit too narrow. Saucony Ride was a little bit too firm on step-in. Something like the Adidas Supernova Rise is a good comparison to this, but that shoe even felt a little bit too built up, too much cushion, and I wouldn't love using that as a casual shoe. So I think this strikes really the perfect balance between everything that you want in an everyday running shoe and something that you could use for casual use. Now, the downside of the shoe compared to the category is all those things that I said. It's not going to be as specialized as a lot of the other $140 shoes that I do like the Supernova Rise for comfort, the Mach 6 for speed, the Velocity Nitro 3 for that wet weather grip, or even something like the New Balance Rebel for a lightweight feel. But this is a great blend of all of those things. So if you do want something more specialized, if you already have 2 or 3 shoes in your rotation and you're looking for something else to add a different capability in there, that's probably not going to be this shoe. But if you want one running shoe to do it all, this is going to be a nice pick. Now, last question here, how does this shoe do versus everything else on the market? Again, this is not designed to be a long run shoe. It's not designed to be a race shoe, but it can do all of those things. If you're running your first half marathon, if you're running your first 5K or your first 10K, this would be a great shoe. If you're training for your first marathon, I would probably upgrade to something like the Cloud Monster or Cloud Monster 2, or even the Stratus or the Eclipse. Any of those other shoes that I laid out there earlier today are gonna be a better choice than this if you're training for a marathon and are gonna need to do a lot of 2-hour long runs. I felt that I could have used a little bit more cushion if I were gonna go much. Hey, that's a fire. I love that orange Tacoma color, but I felt like I could have used a little bit more cushion if I were going longer, much longer than 10 miles. I could go up to 2 hours with this shoe, no problem. But I think most people, given the broad swath the array, the quantity of options we have on the market, I would pay the extra 20 or 30 bucks for something like the Monster or the Eclipse if you want to stay in the On lineup, or I'd go for something like the Novablast if you're going to be putting a ton of miles on your shoe. But for a beginner shoe, great pick. I might have to do, I know I said I might not run in the shoe anymore, but I might have to do some more testing on the shoe so I can make it Supwell certified, because I'm not gonna certify the shoe after one run. But I am pleased with the shoe. It was better performance than I expected for what it is. Felt like enough stack at 31, 21, very comfortable. 21, 21, 21, very comfortable. Great grip out here, by the way. I didn't even mention that. Great grip in the rain. I was not slipping and sliding at all. And look at this. You have to make sure we get the contrast right. Bang. Look at this thing. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. Look good, feel good, wheel good. No, that's what the hockey player said in my college. Feel good, perform good. So there we go, guys. If you want to have a nice looking running shoe, I was gonna say, if you want to marry someone like Charli, this is the shoe you get. But let's go up there and let's get Charli's thoughts on the shoe. I'm not sure if she was able to walk it all today because it's raining pretty good, but we'll see if we can get some insights. If not, I'll make sure to include it in the next On video that I do. So let's head up there. All right, no performance update yet because it was raining. She didn't wear them, but they're making blueberry crumb bars. Look at that. Bang. Look at, is that the topping? It's the crumb filling. You helping? All right, we will check back in later with the finished product and with the performance review from young Charles.
Okay. You wanna go outside?
Mommy, stop.
Can you do it? Can you dance like this? Mason would have something to say.
Are we just doing separate reviews? No bias?
Yeah, exactly. I can't tell you how I felt in it. You have to come to it on your own. Is that thunder? More thunderstorms. This is crazy. Look at this. Very ominous. She's doing the retie. I had to do a retie as well.
Are they slippery?
I felt that I had to tie them tighter. But the good thing is that I found is you can crank them down tight, and because they're so padded, it's not uncomfortable. All right, one jog. Everybody knows the rules.
Think about my pace right now.
Look, this is the difference. I would never step on that dirt crack right there with white shoes. You're just all willy-nilly.
Well, I limited it today by not going into the garden with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's
so-
good. All right, rep number 2. Let's go. Putting in that work. You guys hear that thunder? All right, live test is going on. They're down there. I had my iPhone filming. I don't know how much of it was able to ever be recorded. And I'm with Roni, Jay chillin'. All right, what do you think of them so far?
I like them. I'm still kind of getting used to them.
And say what you've been
Hi.
wearing.
You should always be behind the camera.
It makes you smile.
Yeah. No, she's smiling at me. He's smiling at me. Ugh. Can't forget about the middle child, am I right?
Yeah, that makes me wonder what's going on.
What's the drop?
10.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually high compared to 10. 10 is high now. Why were you wondering about the drop?
I was just asking.
Does it feel any different than other shoes?
No, I was just wondering.
Okay.
Are you trying to be disobedient? Seems like it. Do you want to come stand with me?
Wow, it's really getting dark. Yeah, I felt like I could really feel the pods compressing, and you can see it when you walk.
Yeah. Something's going on down there.
Yeah, look at that compression. How's the midfoot feel? I know that's usually an issue for you.
No, this feels wide and stable. It's
Okay,
definitely
cool.
not a narrow midfoot.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Which feels nice.
Yeah. And honestly, I put them on and then I walked around just up there. She doesn't even need the blanket.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the midfoot feels good. Definitely not like the whatever.
Yeah, what was the bad shoe?
The Triumphs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she didn't get along with the Triumph 20s because that had a narrow midfoot. But we've had good luck with the New Balance shoes, Topo, and Hilo, and now those. But I put them on just to walk around right up there. And I felt they were super comfortable on step and feel.
Yeah, no, they're very.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So it's passing the initial. Whoa!
Dude, I'm not trying to drive in this.
I can do it.
No. Not just AC or
You'd rather be in control than see.
No, I'm gonna be safe.
All right, cool. It passes the initial test. And how was it earlier for walking around?
It felt good. I didn't walk all that much, like I said, because I was in the garden. Or Gardine. Maybe
Okay.
we'll do a little Barnes & Noble stop and I'll walk around the store and see, I think.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, they feel pretty stable. That's what I said.
Yeah, stable. That's what I
Soft,
felt too.
I said the 3 S's.
Yeah, soft. No, you said that about the high-lows. Soft, stable
Oh,
swag.
I did say that. Well, these kind of fall into that category too.
Yeah, soft, stable swag.
Yeah.
But preppier versus the high-lows, which are a little bit more dangerous.
See a dad of 3 hold the baby. This is what it looks like. Guys,
Oh, this is.
this is. Look at that tender love and care. Right there.
This is.
Thank you.
She needs to be protected.
Just one hand. You wanna?
All right. We'll resume testing later.
Okay.
Thank you for your services.
You're welcome.
What are those? All right, school pickup time. They're going, and I got a little break here. So I'm gonna try a little bit of this bar. Cue the sneaky music. Oh, upside down. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. Ugh, soy milk? Nah, fam, nah. No. What do I look like drinking soy milk, bro? Real men drink oat milk. Real men just wake up at 6:55 a.m., pour themselves a tall, thick glass of extra creamy oat milk and just slam it. That's what real men do. All right, but take a look at this. Bang, blueberry crumble, oat bars. This looks absolutely insane. I don't even know what to say. We just got to do a one bite. Everybody knows the rules. It's still warm, and it's absolute flames. All right, I'm going to eat my snack, drink my milk, and we'll touch base with Charles after she gets some more time in the shoes, or not. I don't know if it's going to happen today. We'll see. And here we go. This time it looks like it's hail. It's not, but it looks like it. And we have that beautiful thunder again. So it's safe to say I don't think anybody is going to be doing a walking test in this today. I really need to fix that. I think Charles ordered some tape for it. But yeah, guys, I think that's all we're gonna have today. I'll make sure to include Charli's insights in the next On video that I do, because she's not gonna be able to walk in this day, and she wasn't able to walk in it yesterday either because it was also pouring rain. So stay tuned for more. I might have to include dinner for a little bit of a one more thing action, because she said she was whipping up something special tonight. So I will see you guys in a bit. And it's even, oh my gosh, do you see that? It's coming down sideways out here. Yeah, they're driving in this right now. That's a little intense, but we'll see them in a bit. I'll see you in a bit. On Cloudrunner 2, soft, stable, supportive swag. Not Supwell certified yet, like the Cloud Monster 1 is, but stay tuned for some more on it. And stay safe for everybody out there. Man, these spring storms in the Carolinas are crazy. All right, guys, dinner, and it is still pouring rain. Boom, look at that. Oh, it is really dark in here. Mushroom linguine, 2 types of pasta. Not really linguine, she says. It's like linguine with clam sauce, which my friend Axel used to pound in high school. Linguine and clam sauce. Shout out to Axel. But we got thick spaghetti, right? Oh yeah, and for Charles, it's chickpea rotini. So what's in the sauce? What's up, Reevesy? Can you get off the table, please? And not kick... Yeah, it's good for now. I only ran 1 run today. You know this is my down week?
Yeah, no,
Oh, okay. All right, guys, for dinner, we have the mushroom linguine. That's not actually linguine. It's spaghetti with cashew miso base with a little bit of lemon and black pepper. I just made up the lemon. Is there lemon? Bang. Looks absolute fire. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.